It started with a sky that turned dark gray. In May 2025, relentless rain began to fall across Texas. This wasn't a normal spring shower, it was a storm that refused to leave. For days, the rain hammered down, turning streams into raging rivers. The ground was saturated, unable to absorb another drop. Rivers swelled, pushing past their banks and flooding towns like Conroe and Montgomery County. Water crept into yards, then homes moving with frightening speed. People watched helplessly as their neighborhoods vanished under murky water. Meteorologists called it historic, unprecedented. For Texans, it was a disaster unfolding in real time. Familiar streets became rivers, homes became islands. The rain was no longer just weather, it was a force of destruction. No one imagined how quickly their lives would be upended. The relentless downpour was a warning of the devastation to come. It filled rivers, saturated earth, and set the stage for tragedy. The sky stayed gray, the rain unending. This was the beginning of a disaster that would leave communities broken. And when it finally stopped, nothing would be the same. The streets disappeared first. Roads became rivers overnight. Water surged, carrying debris, mailboxes, trash cans, even cars. Across East Texas, neighborhoods vanished beneath a rising tide. Homes turned into traps as water climbed steps, seeped under doors, shattered windows. Families scrambled to higher floors, then attics, then rooftops, waiting for rescue. Drone footage revealed the scale. Entire towns submerged, highways gone, cars abandoned, neighborhoods unrecognizable. For those trapped inside, the world shrank to darkness and fear. Power failed, and the only sound was water gurgling through ruined homes. Escape was impossible for many. Cut off, isolated, surrounded by water. The familiar was gone. The water was king. This was the new reality for thousands, a world turned upside down, where survival was all that mattered. Texas was underwater. Amid the chaos, stories of survival emerged. One stood out. 9-year-old Jordan swept away by the flood. Alone and terrified, he clung to a barbed wire fence as the current raged. Emergency crews searched desperately, finally spotting him, just a small figure above the water. The rescue was tense and dangerous, but they reached him. With care, they freed him from the wire and pulled him into the boat. Wrapped in a blanket, Jordan was safe at last. His rescue became a symbol of hope, a small victory against overwhelming odds. News of his bravery spread, inspiring a nation. Jordan's fight to survive showed the strength of the human spirit. In the darkest moments, he held on. His story reminded everyone, even in disaster there is hope. Heroes answered the call. Jordan survived the worst of the flood. His courage became a beacon for all. As the floodwaters rose, many felt abandoned. Meteorologists issued warnings, but not everyone got the message. Some families went to bed believing they were safe. No knock on the door, no urgent call, just the sudden rush of water in the night. Panic set in as people grabbed children and ran for higher ground. Many lost everything, feeling betrayed by a system meant to protect them. "Nobody told us to leave," one resident said, echoing the anger of many. The failure in communication became a story of its own. Why did some get the alert, while others were left in the dark? In a world of instant technology, too many were forgotten. The flood was a natural disaster, but the pain of being left behind was human. For these families, loss was mixed with anger. The system failed when it mattered most. The tragedy was not just water, but silence. As official rescue teams struggled, ordinary Texans stepped up. With fishing boats, kayaks, and jet skis, they launched into flooded streets. They became the Cajun Navy, neighbors rescuing neighbors. These volunteers braved dangerous currents, dodged debris, and saved lives. They pulled families, elderly, and pets from rooftops and cars. Every rescue was a triumph against disaster. Volunteers and emergency crews worked side by side, united by purpose. The spirit of community was powerful. No division, just determination. Moments of hope shone through. A family rescued, a dog saved, cheers as boats reached dry land. These acts of courage balanced the devastation. The heroes on the water didn't ask for thanks. They simply did what was right. In crisis, the heart of Texas proved strong. Humanity shone brightest in the storm. When the rain stopped and water receded, the true damage was revealed. Homes destroyed, streets buried in mud, lives upended. Cleanup began. Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers lending hands. Churches and community centers became lifelines, offering food and supplies. The emotional scars ran deep. Safety and normalcy were lost. Yet, resilience emerged. Texans vowed to rebuild, stronger than before. The road ahead was long, but they walked it together. The flood was a harsh reminder of nature's power. and the need for better warnings. Future safety depends on lessons learned. As Texas rebuilds, hope endures. The story of May 2025 is one of tragedy, heroism, and the will to start over. The spirit of community remains unbroken.